I don't have enough money for her. But as you can see, as my population goes up, my city starts to change. Meanwhile, I'm not doing any research yet, so I'm going to come over here and build a study, because now I'm starting to produce materials. And this will allow, once I have that, I can go off and start researching some technologies. So here's some other guys. He's my guy. But there's over here there's a spider. As he was a minute ago. So let me show you a few of the other things. As soon as that, a second here, my study should get built. Let's see. When I go on building, 3 more turns. So I'm going to just hit turn a couple times here so we can go, so I can take you to the other parts here. Okay, so my study is built, and the game has just notified me that now that I'm collecting knowledge, I can start relearning lost technologies. So it's not like these technologies are unknown, it's just that they were lost, right? If modern society disappeared, I personally do not know how to make steel. I kind of know there's a bit of aluminum and iron and that in there. Well, and that's really what this is about. And you get 5 different categories of research. Civilization, which helps you improve the technologies available for your cities. Warfare, which gives you better equipment and armies and that kind of thing. Magic gives you better access to better and better spell books and things that let you acquire more knowledge to cast better spells. Adventure gives you access to better quests, which you haven't seen yet, better goodie huts, better NPCs, but it also raises the power of the monsters that are running around. And diplomacy allows me to work with the other computer players or human players in terms of trading treaties and negotiating things. Now, another thing that's up here, now I don't have any spell points yet, but I can also study spells. Foreign relations will pop up when I start having relations with other kingdoms. My kingdom report, and then over here is my dynasty. So right now it's just me, but in this game I can go off and my character can marry and they'll have children, and those children will eventually grow up, and then I can actually create marriages of, I shouldn't say convenience, but I can arrange marriages with other players to help my relations with those other players, and then when they have children, those children will tend to migrate either to me or to the other kingdom that they were part of, and they're actually in the game. Let's see, what does he do? He's another lore master. So down here, this guy is way too powerful for me, so I'm going to stay away from him. I'll only show you a battle here. If I can find one of those wimpy spiders, I might be able to do something. I'm going to give myself, I'm going to focus on warfare here. Meanwhile, this gives me an opportunity to show off the user interface. One of the things that we're always worried about is that late game, your empire can get very hard to manage. So up here we have the empire tree, a la Sins of a Solar Empire. So all my main characters show up here. I only have one right now. I have 2, so I can see what they're doing. And I have my one city, and I can tell if they're busy or not based on what they look like here. So I'm going to put in a merchant, and that's all for now. Get back to my guy here. Boy, I really wish I had some armor. So what I'm going to do is pause it here, and then we'll come back after we've gone a little further into the game for part 2. Hello everyone, this is Brad Wardell from Stardock, and I'm giving you a brief video demo of what the very beginning of Elemental looks like. Elemental is a PC strategy game coming out later this summer, and what you're seeing here is the beta. Now when people ask me, how is Elemental different from other strategy games? Well, the main thing I tell them is that it's a lot more personalized experience, where, I mean, literally you design your own character, and on turn 1, which is where we are right now, you're right in the game, literally. with the character you designed, both visually and in terms of what equipment and spell points and all that good stuff. Now what I want to do here is that this is more of a gamer's demo. I'm not here I'm not editing this. I'm just going to crank it out here so you guys can see how the game mechanics of this work. And I'm going to try to be as quick as I can so that we're not sitting here looking at this guy standing around too long. The first thing is that in most strategy games you want to build a city as quickly as possible. In Elemental that's not quite the case because these guys around here are non-player characters. If you ever played D&D or any RPG, you know what NPCs are. Every turn these guys get more expensive because you're competing with other kingdoms for their services. So if I'm spending time building up my city, I'm not spending time going out and recruiting these guys. So I can walk over here, and if I mouse over I can see she's a merchant. That's what the little card in the right tells me. She produces 2 Gildar, which is the game's currency per turn. Over here we have a lore master. She produces spell points. That's very handy because you can't get spell points until much later normally. And V, he's a scholar. He produces research per turn. So it's pretty tempting all the way around because spells are very important to get because magic is something that's quite powerful in this game. And over here is our lore master. A lot of lore masters in this particular sandbox. I'm going to try to get this guy though. So I'm going to literally walk across here, come over here, talk to him, and get him to sure, come on over. So now I'm going to have research next turn, which makes me very happy. And then I'm going to walk over here because there's an equipment cache. And there's a shield. Shields are very good. Oh, and now that I have V, and I'm getting 2 spell points or research points per turn, I can research technology. Now in Elemental, there isn't a technology tree in the classic sense. Rather, you have 5 categories. I put research points towards each category, and at the end of that, I make a breakthrough in which I can choose a technology at the end of that. Which technologies show up, though, is somewhat random, where they're color-coded down here, green, yellow, and red. Green means you're definitely going to be able to choose amongst them. Yellow means you probably will. Red will mean that you probably won't. And then we have what we call gray text, which are ones that are so rare that you will only see them once every several games. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go with Warfare because I want to get some equipment as soon as possible. So I'm going to walk now. I just got a shield, so that's very good for my guy. So I'm going to walk over, click on him, come over to armor, and have him get a shield. Now you may have noticed, there we go, there's one thing also that's different from your typical strategy game, especially in an age of cross-platform where everything is going for consoles, is that my guy actually does change based on what I pick. So now I'm going to go ahead and build a city. I'll call it Frogland. To keep with the spirit of my guy. Now, first of all, you may have noticed the land looks like crap because the land has been totally